Clever Gretel from 50 Famous Fairy Tales. There was once a cook named Gretel who was so fond of eating she often ate the best things herself and served her master what was left over. But he was quite absent-minded and never noticed. One day her master invited a gentleman to dinner and told Gretel to cook 2 fine chickens. At the proper time, oozing with gravy and done to a turn, the chickens came out of the oven. But the guest had not arrived. The master, becoming impatient, walked down the street to see if he might be able to find his friends coming. As soon as he was out of the house, Gretel put the pan with the birds to one side and said to herself, "I've been standing near the fire so long, it's made me quite thirsty. While I'm waiting for the company, I may as well run to the cellar and have a little drink." When she returned to the kitchen, she again placed the fowls on the fire and basted them with butter. The master would never miss a little piece, she said to herself, and she dipped her finger into the dripping pan for a taste and cried, "Oh, how delicious! It's a shame there's no one here to eat them." She ran to the window to see if her master and the guests were coming, but no one was in sight. She went and stood by the fowls and thought, "The wing of the fowl is burned a little. I had better eat it." So she cut it off and ate it. It tasted so good she tried the second one. After the 2 wings were eaten, Gretel again went to look for the master, but there was no sign of them. "Who knows?" she said to herself. "Perhaps the visitor's not coming at all." And so she went back to the kitchen and ate the remainder of the first fowl. Now there was only 1 fowl left, and when her master did not return, Gretel began to look onto it with longing eyes. At last she said, "Those fowls belong together. It's only fair that one is where the other should be." And she looked out the window. Seeing neither master nor guest, she ate the second fowl. Just as she was enjoying the last morsel, the master came in hastening home. "Hurry, Gretel, my guest is coming." "Yes, master, the dinner will soon be ready for you." Meanwhile, the master took out the carving knife, went to sharpen it at the grindstone. While he was doing so, his guest arrived and knocked at the door. Gretel went out to see who it was. When she saw the visitor, she placed her finger on lips and whispered, "Shh, go back as quickly as you came. If my master catches you, you'll be in a terrible fix. He invited you to dinner this evening so he could cut off your ears. Listen to him grinding that sharp knife at this very moment." The guest heard the whirring grindstone and hurried off as fast as he could. Then Gretel ran screaming to her master. "Alack, alas, you've invited a fine guest. He came here and stole those 2 roast chickens. There he goes, running down the street with them." The master ran after the thief, hand in crying, "Stop, stop, let me have one anyway." The guest thought he meant one ear and ran faster than ever. When he reached home, he bolted the door securely behind him.